Hello and welcome. My name is Vikki Sharpe and I'm the founder of Tales of Success Labrador Training. I'm joined today by Sam, who is the Tales of Success Labrador Nutrition expert. And Sam's going to tell us a little more about herself, why she specialises in Labrador nutrition, and why putting the right food into your dog's diet is so important. For those of you that don't already know about Tales of Success, we are a team of Labrador experts that are on a mission to help pet Labradors worldwide be the best that they can be. We help families understand their Labrador better, whilst providing them with great training and nutritional support to live happy, fulfilled lives as a team with an unbreakable bond. Sam, hello. Thank you for joining us today. How are you?
Thank you for having me. I'm good, thank you.
Excellent. Right. So you might be a new face to a lot of people that have kind of followed Tales of Success before. So for those of our followers that haven't heard from you, explain a little bit about what it is that you actually do with Tales of Success.
Well, I'm the nutrition expert. I give advice on the best diet to give your Labrador. I can give advice on supplements. I can help with allergies and any element really of diet, just so that they have the best possible diet, so you have the best possible Labrador.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is anything food and nutrition related, isn't it? So we have like webinars about what to feed your dogs, the different types of food. We talk about different supplements, different additives, how food and nutrition can influence behavior. So you do cover such a broad range of general food and nutrition things, but importantly, you said there about sort of allergies and intolerances.
Yeah.
Huge part for Labradors, isn't it? Because we know you have some history with your dog, particularly with intolerances and stuff. So on that note, what is your history with Labradors? So tell us a little bit about why you became so fond of Labradors and what took you to your kind of route through to the nutrition world.
Well, my friend, she trains guide dogs, so I've always been around Labradors and Golden Retrievers, and it took us a while to decide to get a dog into our family because it is such a huge responsibility. But we decided to get Mabel, who absolutely changed our lives for the better. Unfortunately, she did start to get very poorly. She kept being sick. We didn't know why. We had lots of operations done because they thought it was blockages and things like that, because obviously Labradors do like to eat absolutely anything. And finally we found out that she was actually intolerant to rice, so which is obviously in a lot of dog food. So our vet tried to advise us on different foods to have, and she was always recommending just Hill's food because her nutritionist that she was going to worked for Hill's. So I started to do a bit of research myself and stumbled across the course. So I decided to do it because knowledge is power, and I've managed to get Mabel on a diet where she's healthy and isn't ill, which is always good. And as soon as I finished it, I just wanted to help everybody else because it's an absolute minefield out there. And if you don't know what you're looking for, if you don't know what you need to look for on, especially on ingredients, then, it can be quite confusing.
It absolutely can. And, you talk about your vets were sort of giving you advice for this, and you had to kind of take it into your own hands really to find out the actual facts of what was going to work for Mabel. So I guess Mabel is what caused you to get into the nutrition world in the first place. I mean, how old is Mabel and how is she now? So the things that you've done with her, has it kind of got her back on the straight and narrow? Is she happy and healthy?
Yes, very much so. She's 2 years old now, and she is how you would expect any Labrador to be. She hasn't been ill in well over a year now, so which, bearing in mind she'd be sick probably about 6 times a week, and well, you don't even want to talk about the other end. So it's amazing to see how different she is, and she's full of energy. And throughout my course it talks about giving your dog the right energy, and I didn't really understand what that meant. And since she's been on a better diet, she has the right energy. She runs around fields, her mind is switched on for training, she trains a lot better now, and there's none of the negative like energy that you have, you know, when they are just crazy and you can't settle them down and the bad behavior starts. So it's really taught me that, you know, a good quality diet for a dog affects them in so many ways, not just filling their tummy. It's social and behavioral and everything.
Yeah, and it really can make a huge difference to the way that a dog lives and a dog behaves, because if they're full of the wrong type of energy and they're hyperactive, it can be a bit stressful for the owners, but also a little bit for the dog, because they're always feeling like they're wanting to bounce off walls and that kind of stuff. Mabel, we know Mabel from old, you know, I did some training with Mabel when she was much smaller, almost when she was going through those challenges actually. And I know you found it quite frustrating with the advice that you were getting from lots of different places, didn't you, from your vets and various other professionals. And I think one of the things you discussed with me a while ago is that vets tell us all these things with the best will in the world, and they do have a lot of amazing background and knowledge in medical and animal related things, but actually the amount of work that a lot of general vets do on nutrition is sometimes quite limited, isn't it, unless people have a particular interest in that field. And I think for me, that's where you as a nutrition expert come into your own, because you've probably got a much broader spectrum of knowledge on that particular subject. Did you find that the vets that you were visiting sometimes were a bit unsure of how best to advise you for intolerances?
Yeah, because I mean, the fact that she always had to refer back to like the nutritionist from the people that she got the food from, that's, you know, obviously made me wonder how much she knew. You know, and vets, I mean, vets are amazing, but they're very good at treating the symptom and not necessarily the cause. So she was giving me food that was very bland with nothing in, so it was treating the symptom, but it wasn't actually addressing the cause or giving Mabel the best, you know, nutrition that she needed. So that's where being a nutritionist comes in, because you actually treat the cause as well as the symptoms. So, and you know, I did go to the vets a while ago with Dennis, and we were talking about supplements, and she did actually say that, oh, you know far more about it than I do. And I was just a bit like, yeah, I do. So, you know, it's just they don't actually have nutrition as part of their training. It's an added on bit that they only do for a couple of weeks. It's not compulsory. So, and if they do the training, it is usually funded by and given by a certain brand of dog food. So, you know, your vet might recommend Royal Canin, and it's probably because they've had all their training through Royal Canin and then they get money for selling it. You know, my vet had her training done by Hills, so that's why Hills was recommended. So you've always got to bear that in mind, that if, you know, if they're only getting knowledge from a certain person that only recommends a certain brand, then you've got to question how good that actually is. Whereas if you refer to a nutritionist, they're pulling lots of different brands to give you the option, so that, you know, you've got the choice as much as anyone else. So
yeah, and I think that's it. You know, vets are amazing. They have an amazing amount of knowledge, and they're all incredible because they all help our pets. But it's just about finding the right person for the right problem or the right challenge that dog owners face, isn't it? So if you want training, you go to a trainer. If you want medical help, you go to a vet. If you're looking at nutrition, then actually the natural person to go to is a nutrition expert who focuses just on that. And we know that you've the work that you do with nutrition is just about Labradors, because you're working with Tales of Success, and you know, we do focus on Labradors. So why did you choose to work just with Labradors, and why did you choose to join Tales of Success?
Well, Labradors, obviously, because I have two of my own, and Labradors are such foodie dogs. They will literally eat anything and everything. So, you know, it just fascinates me how they are with food. And it fascinates me how much the food actually does affect them. So, you know, I just went down the Labrador route just purely for that, really. And I've been part of Tales for Success really since Mabel was, I think she was about 9 months old. We came quite late, didn't we? And I was quite worried that we'd missed our window for training her. And I'm sure Vikki will remember how nervous and how self-doubting I was at the time. And I was just like, oh, you're never going to be able to help us. And you did. You worked wonders. And it instilled so much confidence in us as people. And you did exactly the same with Dennis. And I just wanted to be part of a team that actually wants to help people rather than, you know, just tell people what to do, but you actually support people in what they do. And that's what I want to be part of.
Good. Yeah, I do actually remember our first consultation, and we spoke on a Zoom video call when we first got together because we were talking about online training. And I remember you kind of saying, you know, I think we've left it too late. We're beyond hope. And a lot of what we do is we kind of help and guide humans as well as the dogs. You know, we are kind of about building this great bond. And, you know, I've since met you and Mabel and Dennis and your other half in person as well. And it's really nice to see how Mabel and Dennis react to you and your husband as well. It's lovely to see that we've got two amazing dogs. And I'm pleased actually Mabel's back on track with her health as well. So all down to your good work with the nutrition side of stuff. So what is the best bit about your job? So when you're helping Labradors and their owners kind of get over allergies or intolerances, or actually just giving the dogs a better, healthier life through food and nutrition, what would you say is the best bit and most rewarding bit about it?
Knowing that not only is the dog on the healthiest possible diet, but knowing that you've helped the owner too. I mean, I've helped somebody else with allergies. And when I had the first interview with her, it brought so many horrible memories back with Mabel, just the panic and the constantly feeling sick that you're doing something wrong and you just want to help your dog. And going through that process with them and now seeing them afterwards and just the confidence, and you know that you're doing the right thing and the dog as well. And, you know, that's so lovely. And I've helped another friend who's got quite an old dog. And, you know, she struggled to walk up the hill. We go up the hill every week. And, you know, I've just suggested a few supplements to her. She was very much, oh, no, that's not going to work. And she's been on the supplements now for about 8 weeks. And, you know, Vita's still walking up the hill with us. And she, you know, she still says, oh, I can't believe it's actually worked. And that's what's so lovely, that, you know, dogs do react quite quickly and quite well to good nutrition. So that's just really nice to see.
Yeah, so it's transformational, kind of just those little things that you can do, and everyone can do it that owns a dog, can't they? They can do little things to make a huge difference. And I think seeing the transformation that it can make with your Labrador of any age is just amazing, because we all want to spend as much time and money and you know, all those kind of things to make our dogs happy and healthy. And nutrition can sometimes be that kind of forgotten thing because it's just something that happens 2 or 3 times a day at food time. But the results are absolutely amazing. So tell us a little bit about the next few months for food and nutrition with Tales of Success. So what's in the pipeline? What are you doing and how can you help people?
Well, we've got a few webinars coming up. So to help with nutrition, it's just an introduction so that it can help you, guide you down which path you want to take, whether you want to go down the kibble route or the raw route. We also do a webinar on treats. So it's, you know, you've got to think of the nutrition as a whole. So I've given a good recipe book on different treats you can make at home. And we also advise on supplements. I'm also always here to help with any other issues you may have, whether it's allergies or any ailments you want addressing. So I'm always here.
You are. And you mentioned those webinars, and they have been hugely successful. So we've currently got 2 food and nutrition webinars. We've got We've got the one that really helps people understand what type of food to give. So we've got raw food, home cooked food, we've got kibble, we've got tinned and dry, and it really delves into the pros and cons of all of them. And we're quite honest with our reviews on certain brands of food as well during there. So we will give people an honest answer of, is this food any good, or is it just filling my dog full of rubbish? So for those people that are kind of new to the world of food and nutrition, what would be the one top piece of advice that you could give? So let's say to puppy owners, because that's probably where most people are worried about food. So your best bit of advice to a puppy owner about what to do as far as food and nutrition goes.
Don't compare yourself on Instagram. There's a lot of people out there that display their food lovely in the dog bowl, and you think, oh, I must copy that, and actually they haven't got much idea of what they're doing. And also, just because the breeder gives you the food doesn't mean that's the right food to be on. Most brands give the breeder the food for free, and I'm sure if you ask most of the breeders if they feed it to their dogs, they probably don't. And when you read the ingredients on the back, I think you'd be quite surprised what you're actually putting into your dog. And from puppy is one of the most vital stages where you need to give them the best possible start, so their bones grow, so their organs grow, and they grow to their fullest potential. So yeah, just check what you're actually putting in.
Yeah, I think that's really key advice, particularly that bit of don't necessarily stick with what the breeder sends them home with.
Yeah,
we speak to literally hundreds and hundreds of new puppy owners, and most of them tell us that their puppies come home on the same brand of food.
yeah.
And that's actually because they give it away free to the breeders. So it's quite cost effective for a breeder to feed their litter of puppies that certain thing. But yeah, I certainly wouldn't feed my dogs on that particular brand. And it is quite important to manage that transition onto something better, that's going to kind of see them through their puppyhood in a nice, healthy way. So why should nutrition be so high on every Labrador owner's agenda? And that's actually any age Labrador, puppy, adolescent, senior. It's got to be way up there, hasn't it? So why is it going to make such an impact on their lives?
Because the quality that you put in is the quality that you get out. Labradors are very active. You've got to think about their joints, because we all know that that's something with the Labradors that you've got to consider. And so often people will go, oh, I think my dog's got arthritis, and then start doing something about it, when actually you can start doing something about it right from the day you get your puppy. So it strengthens their joints so that you can prevent it from happening. And even just the smallest like change in their diet will have such a big impact on your dog. And ultimately every owner wants optimal health for their dog, and we train them so that they're the best possible dog they can be. We give them enrichment so that they're happy, and we give them lovely little beds to lie in. So why wouldn't we give them the best food as well, so that we can achieve just absolute optimum health for your dog?
Absolutely. It's that invisible piece of kit or equipment that we need to provide to our dogs, and starting early is key. You've said that lots of older dogs get sort of joint issues and things like that, particularly Labradors. So prevention is way better than cure. So starting that right diet early, and supplements as well. Supplements, sort of off the shelf supplements are good to add, but again, the right ones. And we talk about those during our webinars as well.
Yeah.
Great stuff. That's been really insightful to kind of find out a little bit more about you and why nutrition is so important. So thank you very much for joining us. And if people want to find out a little bit more, you can head over to the website, which is www.tailsofsuccess.com, or you can also find us on our social media, which is @Tails Success, where you'll find lots of other information about how to book yourself onto webinars, and a little bit more about Sam and the nutrition stuff that we're currently offering at Tales of Success. Sam, thank you ever so much.
Thank you.